straight top 10 matchup here. This place is electric. It's going to be a sellout. People still filtering in, so this is going to be one heck of a game.
Will Lynch and Tommy Burke will go in the face-off X, and Notre Dame wins the face-off to start things off in Columbus. Notre Dame 3-1 on the season. Head coached by Kevin Corrigan, the longest tenured division. Gannon Matthews, the Cleveland State transfer, takes it back to X. 15 seconds on the shot clock for Ohio State. Their first possession of the day. Marinier. And the stop from Entenmann. Backline. Pretty tremendous to think about. Just 3 players combining for 51 points. The Fighting Irish in their gold helmets, they'll continue. They come off a big win against Maryland last week. They were 3rd ranked in the country. Maryland higher than Notre Dame after coming off a Georgetown loss for the Fighting Irish. So a big win against a Big Ten opponent at home. So they travel to Columbus now. And we have ourselves our first goal. It's Will Angrick coming up top and fires past Fayok.
That was just a great job by Notre Dame of staying patient. Ohio State was sticking with their matchups. But you see Angrick there got free and is able to get the Fighting Irish on the board first here with 11 minutes, 11 seconds left to go. You take another look at it. Angrick just goes across the cage from right to left, gets it past Fayok, who was able to get his stick up, but just
now gives it to Eric Dobson. Dobson was one of the key players on that championship run last year. Face on. The MVP in the Sun Bowl for Notre Dame football this past season. So a dual sport athlete has really come on and been a key part of the success for the Fighting Irish. That was a tough shot by Dobson. We'll stay with Notre Dame.
You'll take that if you're Ohio State. Pretty long shot from Dobson running away from the goal. So you'll live with that if you're Ohio State.
Colin Brown, he checked the ball out of the stick of Kavanaugh, but couldn't get the ground ball, and Ohio State really wishes they could have that back.
Absolutely. Every possession's key here in this one of a scoring offense like Notre Dame. So if Ohio State, every stop is going to matter here down the stretch.
Taylor, right in front of the crease. Oh, my God, what a goal. It's Chris Kavanaugh. I don't even know if he looked at that one.
No, just what a job by Kavanaugh. He just sneaks down there in front of the crease. No one really picks him up for Ohio State. Just flicks it behind his back. Every day of the offense, that's pretty easy here for Kavanaugh. To the average person, that looks practically insane. Just flips it behind his back. Fayok has no clue what is coming at him, and Notre Dame out to a 2-0 lead. I mean,
slippery, we saw some rain, but nonetheless, everyone wanted to show up no matter what the conditions were.
Fun fact, I used to want to be a meteorologist when I was younger, so I mean, I'm just going back to the old heyday.
So would you say it's partly cloudy, fully cloudy? How would you just describe it?
I would say mostly cloudy. There's a little sun shining through, but.
All right. Well, if you're ever watching the weather one day, it could be Connor's job. Never know.
That's the backup, I guess, if sports broadcasting doesn't work out.
I like that plan. Bescanel. He'll move it around into the stick of who other but Chris Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh sneaks it past the corner of Fayok. Fired up 3-0.
And just Kavanaugh once again, second goal. This time he does it all himself. Doesn't need the assist, just runs around from the X and sneaks one past the left shoulder of Caleb Fayok. And for Ohio State here, how can Caleb Fayok respond? Because this is his toughest test I think he's faced all season, arguably. And he gave up 3 straight goals to start versus Cleveland State earlier this season. He locked in, didn't allow a goal. You can't let Chris Kavanaugh take over. The goal scorer out of the 2 Kavanaugh brothers. He's had a tremendous season so far, so you have to stick to him.
There's Devin McClain, a transfer from Brown. McClain, who won ACC Offensive Player of the Week. He's got 2 shots on goal. This season hasn't played much in the face-off X, but he's going to take over for Tommy Burke at the moment from Pickering, Ontario. Went to the Hill Academy School, and Ohio State's changed in face-off. Will Lynch says, I can do it all.
Doesn't matter. Bring me whoever you got. I'll win. Emil just got the stick to the back and forces a reset.
Dobson's pass. It's saved. It's Pat Kavanaugh. The highly anticipated matchup underway here in Columbus. 5 seconds on the shot clock. McLean in front to Taylor. And Colin Brown's going to pick up the ground ball.
All of them. You just need a goal here in this one somehow, some way.
Ohio State looking for their first goal of the day with a sold-out crowd here at their home field. They're 8-2 at their new Lacrosse Stadium all time. Blake Island in front. He's got the first goal of the day. Ohio State on the board.
Much needed for Ohio State. You needed something before the game could potentially get out of hand, and they find Island. It wasn't Mayer, it wasn't Matthews, it was Island. Somehow, someway, Ohio State had to get a goal, and they do it exactly just that. Look at that little spin move to the left, just slips past Fison that time for Notre Dame, and the Buckeyes are on the board.
That's a pretty goal right.
Catch Notre Dame off guard. You think he's going to wheel back out towards the center. Instead, just a little jump shot spinning around and just off target.
Ed Sheehan for Ari Allen. Ari Allen with the goal. Now that's a big-time assist. What a feed and what a shot, top right corner.
It's a great find by Sheehan that time. He just finds Ari Allen on the cut. Second goal of the season there for the junior out of Atlanta, Georgia. He had a goal against Cleveland State. That's what Ohio State needs to do. In that first quarter, you saw them just running around that arc, trying to take that outside shot. Instead, now they're starting to cut towards the goal. Allen comes free, slips into the middle there, and just fires one at Entenmann. And if you just keep firing at him, he's not going to stop anything. As you took another look at it, just goes right over the top, almost a bar down there for Ohio. And when you get those two goals, you're getting back into it. And just a blow like that, now you just have to go on the man-down defense. But best in the Big Ten, 81% of their man-down opportunities they're able to ward off. So Ohio State, good at what they can do in that aspect, but 2 minutes not releasable, that's just a tough blow.
That man-down defense is 81%, but we have ourselves a goal. It's Pat Cavanaugh this time, fired one real quick, just right into the man-up offense, and Notre Dame takes back their 2-goal lead.
Just like we said that could be a killer penalty. It turns out to be a killer penalty so far. Just 17 seconds in, a goal. Pat Cavanaugh getting in on it that time. Just a low little bouncer, and Fyack just not able to drop the hips fast enough. As you see, take another look at it, just bounces it to the low right side. Fyack just isn't able to slide over in time.
Right in front of his helmet. That was a quick shot by Eric Dobson.
I mean, that had some heat on it. Fyack might have been just more about instinctually protecting the head there rather than stopping the shot. Even though he's got that helmet on, you see a ball coming in at 80 miles an hour, you're just going to put that stick up in front of your face and hope for the best.
Notre Dame will move it around. Dobson will fire again. And Dobson is successful this time. Fires it past Fyack. Another goal for Eric Dobson. That's his 4th goal of the season.
And Notre Dame that time, just an excellent distribution on that possession. You see Cavanaugh, Dobson, and just a little left-handed shot. Smokes it into the back of the cage. And Notre Dame, off that penalty, they take advantage of score 2.
Penalty against Greg Langemeyer of Ohio State. Could they add another goal to their tally? Dobson, he'll fire. Stops it as Fyack gets low to the ground as Big Tasty.
Just able to get his shin out there and just knock it away, but Notre Dame still knocking on the doorstep.
Chris Cavanaugh, hat trick.
Notre Dame goal. Number 50, Chris.
I mean, Notre Dame right now just taking advantage of the penalty, just kicking Ohio State, it feels like, while they're down. That's now 3 on this penalty. A huge killer blow there for Ohio State. And Fyack was able to stop the last shot, but wasn't able to get it to a Buckeye. Really nothing he can do to control it. It just rolls right back out to Notre Dame. You see Cavanaugh to Cavanaugh, the brother connection that time. And Notre Dame out by 4 here. 9 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Goal scorer for the Fighting Irish so far this year, sitting at 15. We haven't said his name too much, but he can certainly put his impact on this game.
Taylor has an assist today, but that's it. As you just mentioned, Fayok, another save. Oh, and Fayok's pass intercepted by McLean. Now Notre Dame's in front of the goal. Taylor, his shot, it didn't go past the goal line.
I mean, that's mere centimeters. It felt like that one hit the right post and almost.
Try to get it to McKenna, and Sheehan will save it. Good pick by McKenna. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Caputo, he stared at the shot clock quickly. They have to go. Caputo to Sheehan behind the back. And Notre Dame's defense clamping up again.
And Notre Dame so far in this day. Oh,
intercepted goal. It's Gannon Matthews. Takes it back to the goal immediately.
huge for Ohio State. And an uncharacteristic, careless turnover for Notre Dame. That's something when we talked to Kevin Corrigan earlier this week about, he said his team needs to be better about taking care of the ball. They're still working on that aspect. And just that time of care.
Ohio State a week from now will face #1 Denver at the moment in the polls. So they've had a couple top teams they faced against this season, especially on the road. This is the first time back in a month here in Ohio playing a home game. Another good job by Caleb Fayok. Kevin Corrigan's on the field right now, yelling with the officiating crew in Ohio State. They'll need to clear it.
He's fuming. First national championship in program history last year. 26 NCAA tournament appearances since 1990. This program, they know how to win it, and so does that man, Kevin Corrigan. I mean, what a tremendous coach.
Jack Oldman coming in with the faceoff, but is checked immediately. Ball on the ground. Will Lynch running the length of the field, but checked by Trent DeChico and Johnny Cool. Pat Kavanaugh trying to put the moves on against Marcus Hudgens. Kavanaugh's goal, it will be denied. The shot denied by Pat Kavanaugh. Thought that went past the 5-hole of Fayok.
Yeah, I tell you what, it didn't look like Fayok stopped that, but he was just able to knock it down, and it just hid underneath Fayok. So you see Ohio State, they have Hudgens, the long stick on Kavanaugh, trying to make it hard for him to really distribute or get towards that goal. But man, he got around Hudgens that time, and all he could really do was just whack him in the back with a stick, and Fayok just made a nice stop.
What a goal! Caputo fired it. Matt Caputo gets the Buckeyes within 2.
And Caputo just went with a rocket top shelf. Allen that time off the feed was able to find Caputo on the cut. And there he is from distance, just smokes it right past Entenmann. Ohio State with the goal to start the second half. Exactly what the doctor ordered that time. They're within 2. And going back to that.
Ohio State's defense not allowing a shot on this possession. Chris Kavanaugh, 3 goals today, clamped up by Langenmeyer. Riley Gray sneaks it past Caleb Fayok, and we have ourselves a goal for Notre Dame, back to a 3-point lead.
Notre Dame just able to respond right there. Every time that Ohio State has really tried to make a run at this, Notre Dame has been right there to push them back down the ladder. And a big goal back within 3. If you're Notre Dame, you're happy with sticking at this margin here in this game. You can live with that, and just a nice little bouncer. Fayok not able to really get a read on it.
Here comes Blake Island with the shorty in the swim move. Now Ohio State's at 20 seconds on the shot clock. They've been taking their time on their possessions. Will it pay off again? Caputo, second goal of the day. It's Matt Caputo time.
Well, you just asked, will it pay off? Pay off, it did. Caputo just able to get right inside. That's what I keep saying. If Ohio State can get inside towards that crease, they stand a better chance at getting some of these shots on goal. And Caputo, just a little move inside, was able to slip past, and Ohio State sticking within striking distance of Notre Dame. You just got to string together some goals, take another look at it. Caputo just goes right to the right, gets past his defender, and a lock one for Notre Dame, and slips it in. And it's now 9-7. Notre Dame still in front, but Ohio State just sticking right around this 2 to 3 point margin, just looking for a string of consecutive goals here season.
That's 19th in the NCAA, so Ohio State's top 20 in causing turnovers, led by Marcus Hudgens, but this time it was Justin Scherer. Scherer, the graduate transfer from Maryland. Island cuts into a one-goal game. Blake Island's second goal of the day. And these Buckeyes are fired up.
I mean, my, are they fired up. Island that time getting on the party. 5th goal of the season, 2nd one in this game. And it feels like ever since that penalty for Ohio State on Langermeyer, they have taken control of this game. You see, Island just able to turn the corner that time, slip it past Entenmann, and Ohio State all of a sudden are back within 1. Putting number 3, Notre Dame, on the ropes here in this one. Still a lot of time left to play, however. Ohio so far on the goals and hasn't dished out an assist so far.
Dobson now clamped up against Colin Brown, and Notre Dame will move it around. The Fighting Irish. Do they have some luck in them to get another goal? Face on! What a pretty shot. Top right corner.
Number 14, Jordan Faison.
The football player to lacrosse player.
State 6, Notre Dame 8.
It's too easy for number 14 sometimes. We've seen it all season long, and that's his first goal of the day.
He can do it all. Football, lacrosse, doesn't matter. Just goes top shelf, past Fiac, and every time Ohio State's on life, and Ohio State's putting the student in student athlete here. So they'll get the ball on the far side after this timeout, Matt. Before the break, we didn't know if Ohio State got it off in time, but they'll take it. Now with 45 seconds or so, have a big chance to get back within 1.
Can they go into the 4th quarter down 1? What will Ohio State set up? They have Jack McKenna, Alex Marinier. Up top, Gannon Matthews, Ed Sheehan, Matt Caputo, and Blake Island. Those are all their offensive players on the field. 10 seconds on the shot clock. McKenna, Marinier, yes! Down 1 is Ohio State. Alex Marinier, first goal of the day on the board. And that's huge going to the 4th.
Ohio State uses the timeout, and they set up Marinier. Just goes, a little bouncer, skips right past Entenmann there. Has a great pass by McKenna. Just drops it right through the wicket, it looks like, of Entenmann. And Ohio State back within 1, under 30. That's the leading goal scorer for them. So they're going to have to really rely on the Kavanaughs here down the stretch in this 4th quarter until Taylor is ready to come back out there.
Taylor has all of his equipment off right now on the sideline. Now he's getting his helmet back on, and Ohio State wins the possession. Colin Brown putting the moves on. Here comes DeChico. Five seconds shot clock. Ed Sheehan loses the ball. Shot clock violation. Ohio State turns it over.
Just a phenomenal defensive possession there for Notre Dame. Ohio State not really able to get a good look there on goal. They're just able to lock in defensively to start this 4th quarter and get the huge stop in a 1-point game. Point game. You have to imagine Notre Dame maybe wants to get the ball to him here at some point.
Marcus Hudgens against Pat Kavanaugh. Here comes Dobson. GLE Eric Dobson with the big-time goal. Puts Notre Dame up 2.
And a big blow for Notre Dame, just able to punch Ohio State right back in the mouth. I alluded to this being a boxing match. Both teams exchanging blows. Notre Dame with the latest one there. Dobson just goes top right corner, slips it past Fayak. And the Fighting Irish back with up by 2. Huge goal to start this fourth quarter.
5th goal of the season for Eric Dobson. 2nd of the day. Does score, so it's not a full time for a 1-minute slashing. Extra man offense for Notre Dame. They're 3 of 5 today with their EMO offense. Chris Kavanaugh on the doorstep. It's a goal. Jeffrey Ritchie Ordelli, the junior attackman from New Canaan, Connecticut, puts Notre Dame back up to 3.
Just a phenomenal cut inside by Richie Ordelli, and Kavanaugh just finding him. As you see on the replay, surveys, just dumps it off inside, wide open, and another goal for Notre Dame. They take advantage of the penalty once again. That has been really the big killer for Ohio State, that Notre
Pat Kavanaugh behind the cage. Fayak with the stop. Shot clock resets. Notre Dame does so.
Big stop by Fayak. Notre Dame took all the shot clock that it needed, and Kavanaugh was just able to find someone underneath. And a good stop, but it rebounds right to Notre Dame. Another chance, and this is big because they're just running clock down as time's ticking and ticking here in this fourth quarter.
Travis Crane wanted a warding call against Notre Dame, but did not do so. And Hudgens almost had the ball, lost it. Shot, goal! Bryce Walker!
Goal for the Fighting Irish.
That's the Notre Dame's lead. They're up to 4.
And Notre Dame just pulling and pulling away here in this fourth quarter. The ball came free on that play from behind. Could have potentially been a turnover. Instead, it turns into a Notre Dame goal as Walker just bounces it in there, fired up. His Fighting Irish team has raced out to a 4-point advantage.
Coming out of halftime. Burke fighting. Now both teams are getting aggressive. Will Lynch putting his body on the line, the face-off specialist for Notre Dame. And a turnover from Trent DeChico. It's going the other way. Pat Kavanaugh will slow things down. Never mind, gives it to his brother, the Kavanaughs. They're feeling it now. 12-7 Notre Dame.
And they just started out with a check of DeChico, make him turn it over. They get it down the field to the Kavanaughs. Who else? Pat starts it off with the dish. Chris rockets it inside. As you take a look at it, Pat directing traffic, dumps off. Chris whizzes it by 5.
Can they cut the deficit to 3? There's Blake Island, the leading goal scorer with the hat trick today. Marinier, he has a goal. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Ohio State's time is trickling down if they want to come back here. McKenna, goal! There's Jack McKenna, first of the day. With just a little over 6 minutes to go, it's a 3-goal deficit now for Ohio State. Things just got a little more interesting in Columbus.
And just when you think Notre Dame's starting to pull away, they get out by 5. Ohio State comes, and they get 2 of their own. Pull back within 3. McKenna just turning the corner, little jump shot. Tried that earlier in that third quarter. It didn't work. Works that time. And Ohio State definitely looked like he gave him a little nudge.
They're going to officially call that a holding call against Camille. for 30 seconds, technical foul. We're halfway through the penalty. Notre Dame's just going to waste some time potentially. There's Chris Kavanaugh. Another extra man goal. Chris Kavanaugh. 5th goal of the day, 8 points in this game.
That might have just nailed the coffin door shut for Ohio State. 5th man-up goal, like you said. That's been so huge for Notre Dame. They've gotten the opportunities, and they've taken advantage. Now the 8th point of the day by Chris Kavanaugh. 5 goals, 3 assists, putting his... You know what Kevin Corrigan said to us? Every game's a big game, one game at a time. They're not focusing on the next week. They're focusing on what happens this week. But just a lot of big names on the schedule this year for Notre Dame. They have a tough ACC conference coming up as well.
It's a great crowd here in Ohio State. Sold out to see the reigning champs. Ohio State, they were down 8-7. Then this 4th quarter changed everything.
Jake Taylor there almost went bar down, a little behind the back. That would have been the crushing blow, but Notre Dame just took all the shot clock there.
And it's a goal. It's Caputo in midair. He's got a hat trick as well, 13-10 with a minute 21 to go.
And the Hattie for Caputo today, 2nd for the Buckeyes. Island also has 3. And Ohio State back within 3. It just feels like the time is too insurmountable at this point. Caputo just goes to the bottom right corner. Looks like a little bouncer inside, and Ohio State, they're going to send Burke out there against Heck.
And that's going to do it in Columbus. Notre Dame 13, Ohio State 10. The reigning champs move on and get a big win on the road in Columbus. They move to 4-1 on the year. Ohio State drops to 4-3.
And just what a job by Notre Dame to weather